It's Marvel Superheroes pre-release weekend, and the market is starting to heat up a little. Get all the details here in this latest episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can pre-order Marvel Superheroes products, the Hobbit products, or find a vast number of other great items on their website, Magic-related and otherwise. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. As I said in the cold open, we are in the middle of Marvel Superheroes pre-release weekend, and the market is starting to show some signs of life. However, things are still relatively steady. Today we're going to look at all the cards that have moved at least 20% and $1 in either direction. In total, we'll see 3 cold cards moving down in price and 16 hot cards moving up. Quickly before we get started though, just one fast thing. I do want to say thank you to one of our gold patrons, and that is Marcos Ong. Marcos, thank you so much for your support on Patreon. I know I always say this, but I truly could not do this without viewers like yourself. I really appreciate that extra support, Marcos. So thank you again, and now, without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's begin with the top 3 coldest cards of the week. All 3 cards in this section were recently moving up in price, but are now starting to settle into their appropriate price points. Let's get started with number 3, Eye of Nidhogg. Down $1.12 to $3.50 this week, that's a 24% decrease. This is from the Final Fantasy Scions and Spellcraft Commander deck. It recently saw an uptick in play and price as players grabbed copies in order to upgrade the Secrets of Strixhaven Silverquill Influence Commander deck. Many also added it to fresh builds around the front-facing commander from their Killian Decisive Mentor. However, a few weeks ago, stores received a restock of Final Fantasy Commander decks, which resulted in a lot more copies of this card entering circulation. Combine that with the fact that players and speculators are moving on to Marvel Superheroes right now, and you end up with the price drop you see here. This spent 2 weeks in a row at number 5 on the hot list. This week it checks into the cold list at number 2, Bloodroot Apothecary, down $1.52 to $5.98, that's a 20% decrease. This is from the Bloomborough Peace Offering Commander deck, and it has been known to appear in Squirrel-centric Commander builds. Recently, the previews of the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl from the Marvel Superheroes main set and Tippy Toe Terrific Partner from the Jumpstart set caused some players and speculators to pay more attention to Bloodroot Apothecary, resulting in its price spike. This week, more copies of the card have entered the marketplace as sellers try to take advantage of the higher price point, so it is retracting some. Last week, this was number 1 on the hot list. This week is number 1 on the cold list, Seeker of Skybreak. The 7th edition copy goes down $336 to $605, that is a 36% decrease. The Tempest copy is down $346 to $650, that's a 35% decrease. And the one from the Battle Royale box set is down $8.99 to $11, that's a 45% decrease. There's also a Mystery Booster 2 copy of this in the Future Sight card frame, but there weren't enough sales of that version this week to nail down a true price. Last week, you might remember this spiked dramatically after Hawkeye's Bow was previewed from the Marvel set. As we discussed last episode, Seeker of Skybreak and Hawkeye's Bow are in fact a 2-card kill combo, which no doubt we'll see play in Pauper, Commander, as well as perhaps even Legacy and Vintage. However, because of the price spike, lots of copies of Seeker of Skybreak found their way out of the bulk boxes this past week and into the online marketplace. The rush of copies has caused the price retraction you see here. Alright, on to the main event, the top 16 hottest cards of the week, starting with number 16, Uphill Battle. This is up $1.01 to $4.28, that's a 31% increase. Several older cards that have only been printed one time are increasing in price this week as copies dry up online. This is just the first one. Recently, this has been seeing some Commander play in Kratos God of War decks, for example, but the decrease in supply is what's driving the price here. Number 15 is Creeping Corrosion, up $1.04 to $3.29, that's a 46% increase. This is another older one-print wonder moving up. It had been seeing some Commander play in decks around Igra, Eater of All, for example, but this is moving up now because of its role in the modern format. Izzet Affinity decks are performing very well currently in that format, so players need some anti-artifact sideboard options. This is becoming a go-to sideboard card in decks like Selesnya Energy so that they can deal with powerful artifact-centric decks like Izzet Affinity. This added demand is causing the price increase you see here. Number 14 is Venerated Rot Priest up $1.05 to $3.45. That's a 44% increase. This is in Modern, in fact, and it can be found in Commander decks around cards like Attracts the Praetor's Voice or Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief as well, but it's jumping now because of some Marvel Superheroes preview cards. I'm now seeing Venerated Rot Priest and Commander deck lists around the Serpent Society from the main set, alongside Black Widow Deadly Hunter from the Jumpstart set. 13. Cadric Soul Kindler up $1.09 to $6.09. That's a 22% increase. This is from the Dominaria United Legends Legacy Commander deck. It's commonly found in a few different Commander builds, like the ones around Jodah the Unifier or Girad Mirror of the Wilds, for example. However, again, it's the upcoming Marvel Superheroes products that are causing this to jump. There are a ton of new legendary creatures in these Marvel products, and many of them are going right into Commander deck lists around Jodah the Unifier. The increased interest in these Jodah builds caused Cadric's price to jump some this week. Number 12 is Angel of Light from Starter 1999. This is up $1.12 to $4.95 for a 29% increase. There's also a Mystery Booster 2 copy of this, but there haven't been enough sales of that version to get an idea of its true price point this week. This gets a little Commander play at times. It appears in builds around Giada Font of Hope, for example, but Angel of Light is moving up now because copies have dried up online. Since it is from Starter 1999, it can be a difficult card to find at high grade at times. Number 11 is Paleoloth, up $1.18 to $4.50. That's a 36% increase. This is another one of those older one-print wonders that dried up online this week, hence its price increase. It can be a solid Commander card in Go Big Green builds around cards like Kona Rescue Beastie and Slinza the Spike Stampede, for example. Alright, quickly before we get to our top 10, just a fast reminder, this video is brought to you by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can pre-order Marvel Superhero products there. You can also now pre-order the Hobbit products as well, or find any number of other great items on their website, magic related and otherwise. Remember, if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the US, and if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 10. Number 10 is Court of Embereth, up $1.21 to $7.21. That's a 20% increase. This is one of the Wilds of Eldraine Commander cards that was found in set boosters. It appears in some Commander decks, like the ones around Obeka Splitter of Seconds, for example. Now, the Monarch mechanic is utilized in the Marvel Superheroes Wakanda Forever Commander deck, but the color identity of the build is white-green, so I don't think that's causing the price increase here. Simply, Court of Embereth is a hard-to-find set booster card, and copies are scarce right now, so its price is creeping up. Number 9, Prismatic Lace, up $1.70 to $3.64. That's an 88% increase. This reserveless card is another older one-print wonder creeping up this week. It doesn't really see much play to speak of, but it is on the reserve list, so I'll have to keep an eye on it to determine if this is the start of a targeted buyout or just a blip. Number 8 is Displaced Dinosaurs, up $1.74 to $8.88. That's a 24% increase. This is from the Doctor Who Blast from the Past Commander deck. It sees a little Commander play in various builds, but it's hot currently because it will be a solid upgrade to the Marvel Superheroes Wakanda Forever Commander deck. Displaced Dinosaurs will play well with the front-facing Commander from there, T'Challa the Black Panther, and the Vibranium tokens it creates. Number 7, Jetmir Nexus of Rebels, up $1.87 to $11.27. That's a 20% increase. This has been a fairly popular Commander, and in the 99 of some builds there too, like the ones around Ren and Ciri Inseparable, for example. Some are speculating on this now because of a few Marvel Superheroes cards, and that's what's causing the price bump you see here. For example, the Ren and Ciri decks that this is in are getting some new tools in the form of cards like Bast Panther Goddess from the Wakanda Forever Commander deck, and Lucky the Pizza Dog from the Jumpstart set. Jetmir Nexus of Rebels may also be good in the 99 of the Fantastic Four Commander deck if you're using Invisible Woman as your commander. Coming in at number 6 is Life Gift, up $2.10 to $11.02. That's a 24% increase. Traditionally, this one-print wonder has seen play in Commander decks around Lathiel the Bounteous Dawn, for example, but recently many of the Witherbloom cards from Secrets of Strixhaven have made this more sought after and more expensive. You see Life Gift now in Commander decks around Black Loafing Pest, and those builds contain other Secrets of Strixhaven cards like Mozio Vane's New Dean, Bugwater Lumerat, Cauldron of Essence, Pest Mascot, and Teacher's Pest. Number 5 is Scurry of Squirrels, up 244 to 343. That's a 247% increase if you're doing the math at home. This is from the Bloomburrow Squirreled Away Commander deck. It's commonly found in squirrel-centric commander builds like the ones around Chatterfang Squirrel General and Hazel the Root Bloom from its pre-con, for example. Squirrel decks are getting hot again now thanks to a couple cards from Marvel superheroes, and that's why this is spiking aggressively. The new cards I'm referring to are the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl and to a lesser degree, Tippy Toe Terrific Partner. I'm already seeing Scurry of Squirrels in commander deck lists around the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. The second ability on that card plays well with the double Myriad on Scurry of Squirrels, since you can make Squirrel tokens to replace the Myriad tokens you're about to lose. Coming in at number 4 is Norman Osborn, up 312 to 762. That's a 69% increase. Sometimes this appears in the 99 of commander builds, like the ones around Kefka Court Mage, for example. But more importantly, it has been a popular commander for villain typal builds since it came out. Obviously, this is heating up now because of all the new villains coming in the Marvel superheroes products. There are plenty of new tools for decks built around Norman Osborn, but this will also be a good upgrade to the upcoming Doom Prevails commander deck. I'm already seeing many players getting this to upgrade the build, or to put in fresh decks around the front-facing commander from there. Dr. Doom, King of Latveria. Number 3, Caltrops, the Urza's Destiny copy goes up 227 to 1257. That's a 22% increase. The one from 7th edition is up 376 to 1299. That's a 41% increase. Currently, this sees some commander play in builds around cards like Sonic the Hedgehog and Carter Doomscourge, for example. However, Caltrops is spiking now because of its interaction with one of the upcoming Marvel superheroes cards. That card is Bruce Banner / The Incredible Hulk. If you attack with the Incredible Hulk with Caltrops in play, you basically get endless attack phases and an increasingly larger trampled creature. Seems good. Number 2 is Talon Gates of Madara, of 427 to 2399. That's a 22% increase. This is from the Modern Horizons 3 Tricky Train commander deck. It's moving up because it's a harder to find card that sees play in multiple formats. In Legacy, this is found in Cradle Control, Jund, and Selesnya Depths. Over in Vintage, you see it in Raker Shops, Jewel Shops, and Paradoxical Outcome. In 1v1 Duel Commander, Talon Gates of Madara appears in several builds, including ones around Felia Exuberant Shepherd and Tifa Lockhart. Plus, it's in lots of decks in regular Commander, like the ones around Plagon Lord of the Beach and Omo Queen of Vesuva from its precon, for example. This even got some additional play in the format recently around Prismari the Inspiration from Secrets of Strixhaven. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Green Goblin Nemesis, of 614 to 1445. That's a 74% increase. This is the foil copy from the Marvel Spider-Man Spidey Spectacular Showdown Steam Box. The non-foils are typically about the same price, but I didn't see enough sales data for those this week to confirm. This is found in commander decks around Norman Osborn, but now it's spiking because of the upcoming Marvel superheroes products. Green Goblin Nemesis is a villain that synergizes with the Connive mechanic, so there's plenty of support for this card on the way. It will also be a great upgrade to the Doom Prevails commander deck, and no doubt it will be fantastic in fresh builds around Dr. Doom, King of Latveria from there, since the two cards interact directly with each other. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be back to do a Magic the Gathering Arena stream, so I hope you can join me for that. We'll probably play the Powered Cube one more time before Marvel comes in, so hope to see you there. So until next time, hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.